We got Tag from Academia. Academia was a company I used to work for. It's amazing. I've never met Tag before, but Tag by name. Introduce everyone who you are exactly, not just your name, what you do at Academia, and a little bit about Academia as though no one knows who they are.
Yeah, so essentially I'm the UK Solutions Manager, so I'm responsible for, I guess, our proposition to market, and my role is really around strategic support for customers. And Academia has been around for about 16 years. We're multi-platform, we're a huge partner to Apple, Microsoft as well. And I think for us, what's really great is we're able to support customers from any level of education.
Have you seen anything at BET that's taken your eye that is outstanding, disruptive, caught your eye, just you haven't seen it before? And actually, importantly, do you think it makes a difference?
Interesting, I literally just came from a meeting around an app or company who creates an app around handwriting skills for primary sector, but it's built on AI. I can see in a school how this would absolutely make perfect sense, and the support behind it is great, right? So from my perspective is how do we immerse technology? We're not asking you to remove pen and paper, but how do you make it part of a day-to-day digital pencil case? And using the tools that are available today that weren't previously, that's kind of struck a chord, and it taps into a big topic that I've seen people talking around at BET, and that is creativity and learning through creativity.
What's in a digital pencil case then, apart from a digital pen?
I think digital pencil case is really about a day-to-day workflow. You often see probably institutions taking trolleys of devices, and that causes issues, right? But what we're seeing more of is actually a small quantity of devices in every class, and it's never about having a curriculum that is, oh, now we've got this device, how do we do something? It's, we're doing this, and how does the device fit into that? And that's where the digital pencil case comes from.
What do you do, or how do you speak to schools that you feel is different maybe than your competitors, and how you get them to embrace some of that technology?
Well, you never say how many of certain devices you want. I mean, that's a very tough sales pitch. When you look at successful outcomes or projects that have been successful, it's never been for let's have technology, it's going to make a difference. And we look at the SAMR model, for example, and I don't know how much you know about SAMR, but Dr Puentedura, very long strokey beard, but talks about the immersion of technology in the classroom. And we look at, if you just get a new device to substitute the old device, you'll always get the same result. But if you look at how you use that to redefine a teaching and learning space, and by the way, it's not just down to technology, it's the fact that teachers shouldn't have to stand at the front of a class anymore, then you start getting a much bigger, broader picture, and you can paint your own journey, right?
So traditional Victorian teaching methods, chalk and talk, I think we used to call it.
I used to get it thrown.
So are we saying that that's gradually is changing? Because I don't know that I've seen that.
No, and I think that when we look at the success stories as well, it's about having adaptability within that classroom space. And the problem is we'll never be able to fully walk away from a traditional classroom because funding doesn't allow that, and it's not an overnight project.
Yeah.
It's about that personalised environment, and who says that you have to learn 9 to 5 when you could study at 9 o'clock at night if it suited you, right?
Absolutely.